Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Chasing Nostalgia. Sort of a part 2 follow-up to the one I made earlier today, which was Understanding and Healing Childhood Trauma. I watched it back and I really want to clarify a couple things. I was really speaking on my process and like what that looked like for me, for folks who have similar scenarios that they're working on. But I failed to mention that a couple things. I was kind of insensitive to folks who do remember their traumatic events, right? And things, a lot of folks remember those things every fucking day, right? And I didn't say that at all. I was working with repressed thoughts or memories, right? So I wanted to apologize for that. I didn't mean to be insensitive to those of you who absolutely don't need help with repressed memories, and for those of you who do are very aware of what happened to you, remember it, and even have to maybe be around that person in ways that you would never want to be, right? I did not mean to like leave that out at all. I also want to also add that when I started doing this work, it was the beginning of shadow work. If you're not familiar with shadow work, I believe that shadow work and decolonizing are very much the same process, they're very interconnected. I even use them interchangeably, especially if you're a person who has a very colonized mindset, white, your ancestors were colonized ways. Folks who are trying to do better in those ways, right? And also better themselves. I think that those things are really the same. But I want to say that I started doing that work that I shared in that video specifically because there was something that I had on my guilty conscience as a child, and that feeling is what led me into digging deeper and finding out why I did what I did. And it ended up being because someone else did it, and then someone else did it to them too, probably, right? So I wanted to make that clear. I also want to just say again, it's never okay to harm people like that, especially children, especially by people who you're supposed to be able to trust, family members, friends, siblings, whatever. Teachers, whatever the situation was for you. And I also want to acknowledge that folks who do have harsh memories or traumatic events, and it doesn't just have to be childhood trauma. This can just be like trauma or childhood trauma, if that fits, if that resonates. Folks who do have those memories constantly, people who are seeing those things or feeling a certain way or whatever the trigger is that makes that come up for you, or if it's just you wake up and there it is, I want us to be extra compassionate to those circumstances, which is why I'm making this second video, because I didn't even mention it in the first one. And I think that the thing that's really important is understanding the oppressive and systemic ways of life, right? Lots of children, especially children of color, black and brown children, have had very much state-sanctioned traumatic childhoods, right? Like, that needs to be acknowledged as a fact. I did not grow up in poverty. I don't know what it was like to grow up in poverty, So that was just an example. I wanted to put this out here and say that no matter what your trauma is, no matter when it happened, no matter how you remember it, I believe you, and I hope that you can find some healing. But I just wanted to acknowledge that, because that's a big group of folks, and if it is repressed, then it's repressed, right? And there are ways to, or you can just leave it there. It can stay repressed, So I just wanted to do that because the video I made this morning was missing some stuff. So I just wanted to add that on. If you need support with anything, let me know. I'm here. There's tons of resources. Even if one of the things that I like to do is sleep to like frequency music, HZ Hertz music. There's tons of really long ones on YouTube. I would caution away from the live ones because I used to listen to the live ones and I think they can make you go crazy because you never know what's really happening on the other side of a live. So I do pre-recorded ones, and there's like tons of sleep mixes or meditation music, stuff like that, and that can be just all subliminal and frequency based. But that's one thing that we do at our house. We listen to music while we sleep. So yeah, I apologize again if you felt like I was an elite asshole with that other video. That wasn't my intention. You know, all of us can only do the best we can to support others, and we do that from our own perspectives, but I just wanted to make sure that I was acknowledging others, so I apologize. And I hope you have a good day, and let me know if you need anything.